That movie makes me cry.
Yo, you're way too sensitive.
Yeah, you're right. I should stop being so sensitive.
Yeah, you got this, man.
Oh, look, a cute puppy.
Do you sometimes wish you weren't that sensitive? That you could just turn off your high sensitivity? Welcome to today's episode. My name is Robert. I'm a highly sensitive person, and today we talk about exactly that. Can you just stop being a highly sensitive person like this? To answer that question, we first have to understand what high sensitivity actually is. According to the well-known high sensitivity researcher Dr. Elan and Aaron, high sensitivity is an innate trait that about 20% of society, man and woman, equally carry. Furthermore, not only humans are said to be highly sensitive, but also over 100 other species as well. I have already recorded an episode on this topic right here, which is called Genetics or Environment. Are you born highly sensitive, or did you develop HSP over time? I will link it to you here or in the description of this episode below. But what does that actually mean, being highly sensitive? The characteristic of high sensitivity mainly concerns the perceptive faculty and the nervous system of a living being. In neuroscience, this is referred to as sensory processing sensitivity. Due to this trait, highly sensitive people are attributed with various special characteristics and abilities. Due to their strong perceptive ability, they are very empathetic and profound. They are also valued as great listeners. Also, they are often particularly creative or have talents, for example, in the field of art, music, and culture. HSPs are overall very value-driven and know exactly what they need and what they don't want. I've also recorded a whole episode on the strengths of highly sensitive people. I will link it to you here as well and in the description of today's episode. Of course, it can also be regularly stressful to perceive that much. Especially the processing of strong emotions and the reverberation of strong feelings, which is typical for us highly sensitive people, can be very exhausting and energy draining. If on top of that, everyone else around you is normally sensitive and can deal with situations in everyday life quite easily, while yourself have been already pushed to your personal limits for a long time, the question is quite obvious here. Can I stop being highly sensitive? The answer is no, because you don't have to. Whether high sensitivity is innate or learned through adaptation doesn't matter at all here. What is important is that it is a gift for everyone who carries it within themselves. Being highly sensitive means having special abilities that you can use for a fulfilled life. You can work out these abilities and strengths for yourself and use them. If your environment regularly reflects that you are too sensitive and that there is something wrong with you, you are probably in an environment that does not include sensitive people, which does not support sensitive people. I myself felt like an alien a few years ago before I met more and more of those wonderful people who saw the world as I did. And that is exactly why I started this channel here, to bring people together who perceive the world through highly sensitive eyes. So if you want to be part of this community, definitely subscribe to the Understandable podcast here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen. If you want to dig more into the topic of high sensitivity, I recommend you reading the books in the book list in the description as well. Also, rate the podcast here on iTunes or Spotify, and I see and speak to you in the next episode.